24 hours it takes the Earth to do this is the wait to the 24 hours it takes the Earth to do this is called a day. If there was only one time over all of Earth every day, some areas would be light and others would be dark. As the Earth rotates, a section moves into the sunlight. This is called sunrise. As that section of the Earth rotates it away from the sun, it gets dark. This is called evening.
Stop, Pranav, continue.
In order to make some sense of this, time zones were created in the 1800s. The whole Earth is divided into 24 of them. The mean or base time zone is in Greenwich, England, at the prime
Meridian.
Each time zone is measured in 15-degree sections for the prime meridian. All the way around the Earth is 360 degrees. When you divide 360 degrees by 15 degrees, that makes 24 or 24 hours in a day. That way, everyone on Earth gets sunlight much more evenly.
Did you guys get this? Why time zones were created? Because when the Earth keeps rotating, right, one portion of the Earth, like you would have seen in your globe, Pranav, one portion of the Earth would be day, the other portion would be night. So to make sense of all this, we have the base time zone, which is the prime meridian at England. Okay. From there, the eastern hemisphere is all in plus, 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 plus. The western hemisphere is in minus, 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 minus. So we take it as if the green meridian is at 12, then the next meridian, the next degree will be plus 1. Can you see this map? Can you see that 0 degrees? So the next 15 degrees on the eastern side will be plus timings. And on the western side, it will be minus timings. For example, if it is 12 noon in the Greenwich, places in which are present at 15 degrees will have it as 1 p.m. Whereas places which will be in the western hemisphere 15 degrees will have 11 a.m. Did you guys get it? Can you see the numbers written below all the countries except for United States? Because United States have so many different time zones. We'll go into that in detail. For instance, Indian time is 5.5 hours minus. So 12 noon, it'll be like 5 p.m. 5.5. Okay. Now let's see how these time zones came into. Now, before the 19th century, you just used to see the sunrise and sunset, how it differs from town to town, and they just used to keep the time. But this was not very noticeable because longer travel time was there. Now, when we started inventing so many things, we have to find out trains, right? It becomes increasingly confusing. If I say it is like 1 p.m., we won't know 1 p.m. which time, whether it is Eastern Standard Time, Indian Standard Time. So in 1878, a Canadian called Stanford Fleming, he said that we can divide it into 24 zones, which is 15, 15, 15, 15, 15 degrees apart. Clear so far, guys? Guys. India has only one time zone, okay? But in a place called Assam in the northwest in India, you have 1 hour ahead of IST because in this part of India alone, they have an early sunrise. Now, let's see about the time zones in the US. before we go into this, wait. The time
It
zone
doesn't
has,
affect my sleep. I just don't sleep.
you don't sleep? Okay, what
I
about
know.
you, Mukund?
I never sleep.
In the flight, when we're in different time zones, all I do is don't sleep, watch movies, and then when I'm in India, when I come back, I don't feel tired and I don't feel affected.
No, I'm talking about jet lag and other stuff, not while
I
you're
don't
traveling on the
get
pen.
whatever that crazy stuff is.
Okay, so when you come to India, you just sleep like all of us, the rest of us. Your body just gets up. Oh, that's very nice. Many people would love to have your metabolism. Okay, so do you think having
But
many
if I could
people-
stay up all night and stay up all morning, I would do that.
Mhm. So what do you think, Pranav? You want to be like Mukund?
Yeah. No, I already like Mukund. I don't get jet lag either.
Okay. So do you think having different time zones makes things easier or difficult?
Easier.
You have to justify your answer. Why do you think it is
Because
easier?
when I'm in India, if I sleep during the morning, then I'll be a vampire. And if I stay up in the night, I'll be a vampire. And then I won't get to spend any time with my cousins. Big brain.
Big point, but how does this relate to time zone?
Because vampires relate to time zones.
No, they are not. What are you doing, Pranav?
He's showing us some truth then. Thanks, Pigeon.
I cannot see anything. I can just see a lens. I can just see your black hair. Stop! Okay, Mukund, wait. We are yet to hear what Pranav is going to say. Pranav, do you like having different time zones or do you think no? Easy or difficult having time zones?
Easy.
Huh?
Easy.
Easy because I don't get jet lagged.
Okay, in sense of normal word, don't you think it is hard to remember so many time zones? Like I have to remember you guys, for you guys it's morning, for me it is night. Don't you feel it'll be difficult to remember so many things? The different time zones? No? Okay. Let's now see your remembering skills. In the US, okay, there are totally 6 time zones. 2 time zones, they are not exactly related to the US, they are separate time zones. In the mainland US alone, there are 4 time zones: specific, mountain, central, and eastern. Okay, so specific is 1 p.m. It just goes, increases by 1 hour each. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, but there are 14 different states just in 2 time zones. Okay, that means one part of the state will be in one time zone, the other part of the state will be in the other time zone. For example, Idaho will be in the mountain time zone, most of it, but the northwest part alone will be in the specific time zone. So they follow
What's
different
the mountain time zone?
Huh?
What's a mountain time zone?
We are seeing that now. A mountain time zone is 1 hour ahead from the specific time zone. This is how your time zones are divided.
What's a Pacific time zone?
Specific time zone is the leftmost part, okay? Then comes the mountain time zone.
Part?
And then comes to the central. Central is the biggest time zone, okay? Can you see there are so many times? Then comes the eastern time zone. You guys are in the eastern time zone, right?
Priya ma'am,
Yes, darling.
are me and Mukund 4 p.m. Eastern time?
Huh?
Are we Eastern time?
No.
Your
Western.
eastern time.
EST.
What are you?
They're
I am
IST.
Indian Standard Time, IST.
Why does it not say it on this? Oh, this is the United States. It doesn't